Theoretical recap. An IP address in IPv4 is a 32-bit number divided into two parts, the network portion and the host portion. CIDR notation, Classless Inter-Domain Routing, expresses this split using a suffix like /24 or /26, which indicates how many bits are reserved for the network. The remaining bits define the available host addresses. For a /24 network, 32 to 24 equals 8 bits for hosts. That gives 2 to the power of 8 equals 256 addresses total, with 254 usable hosts. The first address is the network address, the last is the broadcast address. For a /26, 32 to 26 equals 6 bits for hosts, so 2 to the power of 6 equals 64 addresses, with 62 usable hosts. The subnet mask for /24 is 255.255.255.0, and for /26 is 255.255.192. A common mistake is forgetting to subtract the network and broadcast addresses when counting usable hosts, or miscalculating the block size when there are multiple /26 subnets inside a /24. Mini example. Given 192.168.1.0 out of 26, the range is 192.168.1.0 to 192.168.1.63. Network, 192.168.1.0, broadcast, 192.168.1.63, usable, 0.1 to 0.62. The next /26 block starts at 192.168.1.64. Keep this model in mind. Block size equals 232. Prefix. Always identify the network address first, then add the block size -1 to find the broadcast. Workshop brief. This workshop directly follows the lesson on CIDR subnets and notation you recently completed. The goal is to move from conceptual understanding to hands-on calculation, building the kind of automatic reasoning a cybersecurity and DevSecOps professional needs daily, whether reading Nmap scan results, configuring firewall rules, or segmenting a network during a PenTest engagement. You will be working with real-world IP ranges and will need to demonstrate that you can quickly and accurately determine network boundaries, host ranges, and subnet relationships. The workshop is estimated to take approximately 2 hours. You must submit your completed solution before the deadline expires. You are fully authorized to consult your previous course materials, CIDR lesson, TCP/UDP and ports lessons, Wireshark exercises, use any internet resources you find relevant, and work with peers or ask for help. The critical requirement is that you produce your own documented reasoning and show your calculation steps clearly. Part 1, /24 range calculation. Start with the following base address, 10.0.0.0 out of 24. Without using any automated subnet calculator tool, manually calculate and document the subnet mask in dotted decimal notation, the total number of addresses in the range, the network address, the broadcast address, and the full range of usable host addresses. Then repeat the same exercise for 172.16.5.0 out of 24 and 192.168.10.0 out of 24. For each, write down your reasoning step by step. Do not just provide the final answers. Explain in your own words why the first and last addresses in each range cannot be assigned to a host. Part 2, /26 range calculation and subnet division. Now take the network 192.168.1.0 out of 24 and divide it into /26 subnets. Identify how many /26 subnets fit inside a single /24. For each resulting /26 subnet, calculate and document the network address, the broadcast address, the usable host range, and the total number of usable hosts. Present your results in a structured table or clearly formatted list. Then, given the IP address 192.168.1.130, determine without a calculator which /26 subnet it belongs to, justify your answer with the calculation, and identify the network address, broadcast address, and the remaining usable host addresses in that subnet. Part 3, Applied Security Scenario. You are performing a reconnaissance phase on an authorized internal network during a PenTest. Your Nmap scan targets the range 10.10.10.64 out of 26. Using only your manual calculation skills, determine the exact list of IP addresses Nmap will scan, network and broadcast excluded, the total count of target hosts, and the subnet mask you would use if configuring a firewall rule to allow or block this entire subnet. Additionally, explain briefly, 3 to 5 sentences, why understanding subnet boundaries is operationally important during a network PenTest. Think about false negatives in scans, scope limitations, and lateral movement. Advice and guidance. If you find yourself stuck, go back to the mental model. Always start by identifying the block size, 232, prefix, then anchor on the network address, and count forward. Double-check your broadcast address by verifying it equals the network address plus the block size minus 1. A frequent error is applying /26 logic to the wrong octet. Remember that for addresses in the 192.168.x.x range, the variation happens in the fourth octet for both /24 and /26. Do not rely on online subnet calculators during Part 1 and Part 2. The point is to build the mental reflex. You may use them afterward to verify your answers, but your submitted work must show the manual reasoning. Format your submission clearly. Use headings for each part, show all intermediate steps, and write your applied scenario answer in plain English.